12 Secrets of the Japanese Doctor Who Lived 105 Years for a Long Life. Each person is unique, and illnesses are connected to their hearts. In 2009, Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara gave a revealing interview to the newspaper Japan Times. At the time, he was 97 years old, and was recognized for his excellent physical and mental health. At the time, he was still actively working as a doctor and educator. More than a health professional, Shigeaki Hinohara was a living example of a long, healthy, and happy life. One of the reasons why his advice deserves special attention. Shigeaki lived to be 105 years old and shared some teachings which we share with you. And stay until the end, because the teaching 10 is the most important. Let's get started. 1. Eat well. All people who live long, regardless of nationality, race, or gender, share something in common. None of them are overweight. The secret to a long and healthy life is often associated with simple habits and a balanced diet. For breakfast, I opt for a nutritious and practical combination. Coffee, a glass of milk, and a little orange juice enriched with a spoonful of olive oil. This special ingredient is excellent for the arteries, helping to keep them healthy, as well as promoting more hydrated and vibrant skin. For lunch, my choice is light and functional, milk accompanied by some cookies. On busier days, when work completely absorbs me, I can even skip this meal without prejudice, as my busy mind keeps my hunger under control. It's not about neglecting your health, but about meeting the body's demands in a conscious and adaptable way. At night, I prioritize a balanced and light meal, consisting of some fish and rice. This combination is rich in essential nutrients and easy to digest, contributing to a good night's sleep. Twice a week, I include 100 grams of lean meat, ensuring a high-quality source of protein. This eating pattern reflects simplicity and moderation, promoting energy, health, and longevity without excesses or unnecessary complications. 2. Don't take shortcuts. Staying healthy requires conscious and consistent choices on a daily basis. Instead of looking for shortcuts or facilities, opt for habits that challenge your body and keep you active. A simple but extremely effective example is choosing the stairs over the elevator whenever possible. This small daily effort can have a big impact on your health. I make it a point to go one step further. Literally. I take the stairs 2 steps at a time, which helps activate and strengthen my leg muscles, as well as being a great cardiovascular exercise. This additional movement requires greater effort from the glutes and hamstring muscles, promoting tone and resistance. Additionally, I carry my own things, whether shopping bags or suitcases, and taking the opportunity to strengthen my arms and improve my posture. These are simple attitudes, but which, accumulated over time, make a huge difference in maintaining health and vitality. Avoiding shortcuts is not just a physical issue, but also a mental one. These moments of effort remind us of the value of discipline and persistence, showing that health and well-being are achieved step by step, literally. Exchanging comfort for movement is a daily investment that is reflected in energy, strength, and longevity. After all, the longest path is often the most rewarding. 3. Rediscover your youthful energy. Energy comes from feeling good, not from overeating or sleeping. When we feel happy and engaged, our body seems to recharge in a natural and spontaneous way. Think about your childhood. Moments of fun were so engaging that we often forgot to eat or even sleep. That energy came from pure joy and enthusiasm, not from heavy meals or long nights of sleep. I carry with me the idea that we can maintain this same attitude into adulthood. Instead of rigidly sticking to excessive routines and rules, such as inflexible lunch times or a predetermined amount of sleep, we can learn to listen to our body and respect its real needs. Overeating or sleeping more than necessary can overwhelm the body and mind, making us more lethargic than refreshed. Balance comes from finding pleasure in simple activities, living in the present and prioritizing what brings genuine well-being. Of course, it's important to nourish and rest your body, but without turning these moments into inflexible obligations. True vitality comes from a light mind, a joyful heart, and a body in harmony with its needs. Instead of getting tired of too many rules, Allow yourself to live with more freedom and joy. After all, energy is much more about how you feel than what you consume. 4. Keep busy. Always plan ahead. This is a principle that I rigorously apply in my life. My schedule is full until 2000. And 14, 5 years ahead at the time of the interview, with commitments that include lectures and my routine hospital work. This detailed organization isn't just about productivity. It's about creating a sense of control and purpose in everyday life. By planning ahead, I can balance my career, personal commitments, and leisure time. This practice gives me peace of mind knowing that my priorities are clear and that my time is being used in a meaningful way. Planning isn't just about working harder, it also includes time for fun and rest. For example, I already have exciting plans for 2016. I plan to have fun watching the Tokyo Olympics. This type of forecasting allows me to anticipate special moments and enjoy the anticipation as I continue with my work. For me, the act of planning is like building a bridge to the future. He ensures that opportunities are taken advantage of and that there is room for the events that motivate me. When you organize your time in advance, you avoid the stress of last-minute decisions and can focus on the present with more clarity and focus. Life flows better when you know where you are going. 5. Build a work ethic. There is no need to retire, but if necessary, it should be after the age of 65. The idea of retirement as we know it today was established more than half a century ago, when life expectancy was significantly lower. In Japan, for example, the retirement age was set at 65 years at a time when the average lifespan was just 68 years. However, times have changed. Currently, Japanese women live on average to be 86 years old, while men live to be 80. Furthermore, our country already has around 36,000 centenarians, and projections indicate that in just 20 years, this number will jump to 50,000. This longevity not only redefines the limits of aging, but also challenges us to rethink how we enjoy this prolonged phase of life. Continuing to work after the age of 65 is not only an economic issue, but also one of health and purpose. Work keeps the mind active, promotes social interactions, and gives meaning to the days, helping to avoid problems often associated with isolation and inactivity. Retirement, when necessary, should be seen as a transition and not as the end of a productive life. After all, living longer means having the opportunity to contribute more, learn more, and most importantly, to remain engaged in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. 6. Contribute to society. It's wonderful to live a long time. Longevity offers us not only the chance to experience more of life, but also the opportunity to redirect our energies and purposes. Until the age of 60, many of us dedicate our lives to work, family, and achieving personal and professional goals. But as we grow older, a new phase emerges, giving back to the world everything we receive. In the last years of life, I believe that we should strive to contribute to society. Since I was 65, and I have found a new source of joy and meaning in volunteer work. I dedicate 18 hours a week, spread over 7 days, and I love every minute of it. The time I spend helping others is not only valuable to the community, but also deeply rewarding to me. Voluntary contribution is a way to stay active, maintain social connections, and continue learning. Most importantly, it's an opportunity to leave a positive impact, demonstrating that every additional year in life is a gift that can be shared with others. This step is not about slowing down, but about redirecting our strengths towards something greater. Living a long time is not just a privilege, it is also a responsibility to continue making a difference. 7. Share your knowledge. Share what you know. Knowledge only gains real meaning when it is shared, and this has been a mission that I take very seriously. Each year I give around 150 lectures covering a diversity of audiences, from small groups of 100 elementary school children to audiences of 4,500 business professionals. Regardless of the audience, each lecture is an opportunity to inspire, educate, and contribute to people's growth. My goal is to bring messages that resonate, spark reflections, and encourage positive changes, Each presentation is planned to be relevant and adapted to the needs and interests of the audience, making the moment meaningful for everyone. Generally, my talks last 60 to 90 minutes, and I make a point of delivering them standing up. This posture not only conveys energy and presence, but also helps me maintain my physical strength and vitality. Standing is a symbolic reminder that life must be lived with an active and engaged posture in all senses. Sharing knowledge is more than just talking. It is a commitment to giving back to society and contributing to collective learning. Each lecture is a moment of connection and exchange, where I learn as much as I teach. After all, knowledge is a bridge that connects and strengthens us mutually. 8. Understand the value of knowledge. Science is a powerful tool, but alone it cannot fully heal or transform lives. It gives us the foundations, explanations, and solutions, but it lacks something essential: a deep understanding of the human being. Science groups us, classifying symptoms, diagnoses, and treatments, but the disease is unique to each individual. Each person carries a story, emotions, and experiences that shape how their health is impacted. Diseases are not isolated from the heart or soul. They connect to the depths of what it means to be human. To truly understand a disease and help those who suffer, we need to go beyond books and laboratories. This is where visual arts and other forms of creative expression come in. They have the power to capture the essence of an individual experience, to translate what often cannot be expressed in words. A drawing, a painting, or even a narrative can reveal aspects of the human condition that graphs and statistics cannot reach. The cure goes beyond prescribing medication. It lies in understanding the patient as a whole, body, mind, and spirit. Combining science and art gives us the ability to see beyond the obvious, connecting us to people's deepest needs and thus providing more complete and humane care. 9. Trust no gut. Making medical decisions is a responsibility that requires consideration and clarity. One approach that I find valuable is the acronym GUT: severity, urgency, and trend. Before following a medical recommendation, evaluate each of these aspects. Ask yourself and your doctor, how serious is my condition? Does this really require urgency? And what are the current trends in success for this procedure? Most importantly, humanize the conversation. Ask the provider, would you recommend this test or surgery to your spouse or children? This question shifts the technical perspective to a more empathetic one, encouraging the doctor to consider the impact of the procedure more carefully. It is essential to remember that doctors, despite their expertise, cannot cure everyone. Not every problem needs to be solved with invasive interventions, especially when they can cause more pain or suffering than relief. In many cases, less conventional alternatives, such as music and animal therapy, offer surprising benefits. These approaches not only calm the mind and spirit, but can also aid physical recovery. Trust not gut. It's about making more conscious and balanced decisions, recognizing that, in addition to medications and surgeries, there is a world of possibilities that value quality of life and integral well-being. 10. Resist materialism. The incessant search for material goods can easily distract us from what really matters in life. Society often encourages us to measure success and happiness by the amount of things we own, but this mentality traps us in a never-ending cycle of desires and acquisitions that never bring lasting satisfaction. Remember, no matter how much you accumulate, you won't be able to take anything with you when your journey comes to an end. No material possessions accompany you to the next place. Instead, what remains is the impact we make on the world, the memories we create, and the relationships we cultivate. Value experiences over things. Spend time with the people you love, help those in need, invest in knowledge, and dedicate yourself to causes that make a difference. These are the riches that have true meaning and that leave a legacy. Resisting materialism does not mean abandoning everything, but rethinking your priorities. Ask yourself, does this really bring happiness or just momentary satisfaction? Freeing yourself from the obsession with material things means making space for what truly enriches the soul. and transforms life into something full and meaningful. After all, what matters is not what you have, but what you share and build during your life. 11. Seek inspiration. Inspiration is a driving force capable of taking us beyond what we imagined possible. To achieve this, it is essential to find models that guide and motivate us to reach new heights. My own father is a shining example of this. At the beginning of the 20th century, he crossed the world to study in the United States at Duke University in North Carolina. In a time of few opportunities, he was a pioneer, challenging limits and planting the seeds of a legacy that inspires me to this day. Throughout my life, I have met other guides who, even from a distance, have helped me deal with challenges. Whenever I face difficult times, I ask myself, how would they act in this situation? These examples of resilience and vision keep me on track. One of my biggest inspirations comes from a poem by Robert Browning, which says, "Try to draw a circle so big that there is no way to finish it while you are alive." This thought reminds me to always dream big, knowing that some of our work and impact is beyond what we can see. Living inspired is recognizing that what we see is just a fraction of the whole. Pursuing guides, ideas, and ambitious goals keeps us growing, contributing, and living with purpose. After all, true greatness lies in never stopping expanding our horizon. 12. Don't underestimate fun. Pain, both physical and emotional, can be mysterious and difficult to understand. But there is a simple and powerful solution to alleviate it: fun. Joy has the incredible power to take our minds off discomfort and bring relief naturally. Think of a child with a toothache. If you start playing with her, creating stories or laughing together, the pain quickly becomes secondary. This same logic can be applied to people of all ages. Pleasure and involvement in playful activities help the mind to disconnect from suffering and focus on the present moment where pain loses its grip. In hospitals, meeting patients' basic needs must go beyond traditional medical treatment. We all, deep down, want to feel good and, above all, have fun. At St. Luke, where I worked, we implemented music therapies and animal interactions and art classes. These initiatives have transformed the hospital environment, providing patients with relief, joy, and a sense of normalcy amid the challenges of recovery. Having fun is not a luxury but an essential human need, especially in difficult times. Incorporating joy into the healing process not only alleviates pain, but also strengthens the spirit and speeds recovery. After all, laughter and pleasure are medicines that science cannot yet bottle, but which have miraculous effects. Following in Shigeaki Hinohara's footsteps is more than adopting healthy habits. It's about embracing a philosophy of life that prioritizes balance, purpose, and joy. Each of his teachings reminds us that living well is not just about prolonging the days, but about giving meaning to each one of them. The key to longevity is not just in the food we eat or the exercise we do, but in how we connect with the world around us, how we help others, and how we cultivate moments of happiness. Remember, it's never too late to start. Small changes today can completely transform tomorrow. Be the best version of yourself. Seek inspiration in everyday life. Find joy in simple things and never stop dreaming. After all, the true measure of a life well lived is not in the years accumulated, but in the positive impact we leave on people and the world. Your journey to a long and meaningful life begins now. What will be the first step?